McQueen had raced on countless tracks across the world. He had felt the roar of crowds, the thrill of victory, and the sting of defeat. Yet today, as he looked at the announcement, something inside him shifted. A new challenge awaited, the impossible trek. It was infamous, whispered about by racers and fans alike. No one had ever completed it. It wasn't just a race, it was a trial that tested courage, heart, and resolve. At first, McQueen doubted himself. He remembered past races where he had stumbled, even when he thought he was prepared. But there was something different about this challenge. This trek wasn't meant to scare him. It was meant to show him how far he could push, how much he could trust himself. He felt a fire ignite inside him, a determination that no fear could extinguish. The impossible trek was said to be merciless, sharp turns, steep climbs, unpredictable obstacles. Every curve would demand absolute precision. Every straight stretch would tempt overconfidence. McQueen thought about the racers who had tried and failed. He thought about his friends, his team, and every single race he had ever won or lost. This wasn't just a race against others, it was a race against himself, against doubt, against limits he had never thought to cross. In the quiet moments before the start, McQueen reflected on all that had led him here. Every early morning, every late-night training session, every failure he had encountered, it had all built him into who he was. He realized that victory wasn't about speed alone. It was about courage, determination, and resilience. And with that, he felt ready. He would face the impossible track, not because it was easy, but because it was impossible, and because impossible was exactly what he was made for. The moment the starting signal flashed, McQueen surged forward, not just with speed, but with purpose. Each second, each movement mattered, and though the path ahead was unknown, one thing was certain: he would never give up. As the race progressed, the impossible track proved every warning to be true. The curves were sharper than anything McQueen had seen. The climbs were higher. The obstacles appeared without warning, demanding instinct, skill, and a sharp mind. At times, he faltered. At times, he felt his strength and focus tested beyond what he believed possible. But even in those moments, he remembered one thing: champions are not defined by the times they fall, but by the times they rise. McQueen's mind raced almost as fast as his wheels. He remembered advice from his friends, lessons from past races, and the countless hours he had spent mastering every turn, every drift, every maneuver. He understood now that this race was more than a test of speed. It was a test of learning, adaptation, and persistence. Every challenge brought him closer to understanding his own limits. He discovered reserves of strength he didn't know he had. When a massive incline nearly forced him to slow, he remembered all the races he had struggled through before. When an unpredictable turn threatened to throw him off course, he focused on the rhythm he had practiced for years. Each obstacle became a teacher. Each near miss became motivation. And slowly, a pattern emerged. McQueen realized that the impossible trek wasn't designed to defeat him, it was designed to shape him. Each twist, each turn, each challenge was forcing him to grow, to adapt, to become better than he had ever been. By trusting his instincts and relying on his experience, he learned not just to survive the trek, but to master it. Halfway through the race, McQueen faced the most formidable part of the trek, a seemingly vertical climb that had defeated every racer before him. His tires spun on the slippery surface. His engine roared, pushing him to his limits. Doubt crept in for a moment, but he pushed it aside. Every memory of failure, every moment of self-doubt, he transformed into fuel. I can do this, he told himself. I will do this. With careful timing, precision, and courage, he climbed, inch by inch, turn by turn. He defied what everyone else thought was impossible. He remembered the essence of racing, not just to win, but to prove to yourself that you can, even when the world says you can't. At the top of the climb, he paused for a fraction of a second, catching his breath, absorbing what he had accomplished. The trek had tested him, tried to break him, but he had emerged stronger. Every challenge behind him was a reminder that perseverance transforms fear into strength. Every obstacle had taught him something about himself. Every moment of struggle had strengthened his resolve. It was here, at the turning point, That McQueen realized the most important lesson: the impossible track isn't about the track itself. It's about discovering who you are when the world demands more than you thought you could give. The impossible exists only to show you the possible inside yourself. With renewed determination, McQueen pressed forward. The remaining obstacles, though still challenging, no longer intimidated him. He had learned to anticipate, to adapt, and to trust in his own abilities. Every twist of the track became a reminder of his strength, every straightaway a testament to his courage. As he neared the finish line, a surge of emotion filled him. This wasn't just about winning a race, it was about proving to himself that limits exist only if you believe in them. The impossible track had tested him, tried to break him, but ultimately, it had made him. Crossing the finish line, McQueen felt a sense of triumph unlike any other. Not because he had completed the track, but because he had faced his fears, pushed beyond limits, and emerged stronger. The impossible had been conquered not by speed alone, but by courage, heart, and unwavering determination. In the aftermath, as he reflected on the journey, McQueen understood that the lessons of the impossible track went beyond racing. They applied to every challenge in life. Courage, resilience, and persistence aren't just for the racetrack, they are for every moment we face. That seems insurmountable, and in that moment, Lightning McQueen knew one thing for certain: there will always be impossible tracks ahead. But with heart, courage, and determination, there is no limit to what can be achieved. He was ready for whatever came next.